Brexit has been allocated a time slot of just 2.5 hours at Labour's annual conference, but it's dominating all the other issues here. In interviews, Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn continues to stress his preference for a good deal with Europe and not necessarily with the UK still inside the EU.
And if there's a general election and we're in office, we would go straight to the negotiating table, because we want to protect jobs and industries in this country. We want to ensure there is a good, effective trade relationship with Europe in the future.
More than 5,000 pro-EU demonstrators marched through Liverpool on Sunday, calling for a people's vote. In other words, a second Brexit referendum on whatever deal emerges from the ongoing UK-EU negotiations. And they want the option of stopping Brexit altogether.
Once we know what the deal is and what's on offer, I think people are entitled to have a say as to whether they accept it, and I think they're entitled to have on that ballot paper the option of remaining in the EU.
We need to have a say on what we're actually being offered, because there is no deal, and no deal it's just a complete catastrophe. It is so bad for this country.
Pressure for another Brexit referendum, a so-called people's vote, is clearly growing. But the dilemma for the Labour Party at conference here in Liverpool is to decide whether the wishes of its membership tally with the wider wishes of Labour supporters across the country, and indeed whether the country as a whole would regard another referendum as a great betrayal.
Those concerns seemed evidenced by the random sample of people we spoke to away from the march, who showed little affection for the EU and no enthusiasm at all for a new vote.
They had their vote.
Yeah.
Why spend all the money on a second one?
To be honest, I don't think once we've had a democratic vote, what we did have, surely it should be, that's it.
Get on with it. Not another one. Yeah.
Yeah, same, I think. Yeah, just get on with it.
Get your heads down and make an agreement. It's done. That's it.
In promising to abide by the wishes of his party members, Mr Corbyn stops significantly short of personally supporting a second referendum. He wants to keep his options open for as long as possible. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera, Liverpool.